all very practical tools that farmers will be able to bring back to their own farms, and hopefully whether it's learning something new or learning something different that they can apply themselves. And we hope it'll be a very fantastic workshop session.
Hello, I'm Kieran Lynch and welcome to OviCast, the Teagasc Sheep podcast. Each episode will bring you insights, advice and technical updates for the sheep industry. In this episode of OviCast, we're joined by Amanda McEvoy from Teagasc as we discuss the 2026 National Sheep Conference. Amanda discusses this year's event, the speakers and the key topics that will feature at the indoor conference session. Now, in the first for the National Sheep Conference, there will be an on-farm event in the evening where attendees will have the opportunity to hear about the ongoing sheep research studies undertaken in Athenry, as well as a series of practical workshops, giving participants an insight into some key areas such as grassland management, parasitology, lameness control and genetics. We start off the episode with Amanda discussing the new format for this year's Sheep Conference.
Yeah, so this year we're doing something slightly different. We're going to be having an indoor conference and then an outdoor practical workshops based in Ballinasloe this Thursday on the 18th of June. So the plan is that the conference will be starting in the Shearwater Hotel in Ballinasloe at 3 p.m. This will finish around 5 p.m. and then we'll move over to the farm of John Galvin, where we'll have some food, a poster session with work that's being done here in Teagasc and Athenry on sheep. And then we will have some practical workshops that afternoon or that evening.
Bit different than what we would have experienced previously. Our sheep conference were in January. Still with the conference format, Amanda, you might tell me a little bit about who's speaking at and what the topics are.
So in the afternoon session, we'll have Dr. Avril Hobson from the Department of Agriculture, who will be talking about blue tongue and other exotic diseases of sheep. Following that, then we'll have Jake Delaney, who is a Walsh Scholar student here in Athenry, where he'll be discussing lameness in sheep flocks. And then following that, we'll also have Damien Costello, who's the Teagasc sheep specialist, who will be talking about the labour survey on sheep, which some of the farmers that are listening and might be in attendance at the conference may have contributed to. And then finally, we'll have Darren Carty from the Irish Farmers Journal, who will be giving an outlook for sheep markets, the DAFM schemes and the new CAP.
Okay, so there's certainly something in that for everyone, from some of the practical information on farms to some of them challenges we're facing, as well as where the industry is going. So a nice kind of mix of different speakers. I suppose then different than previous years, Amanda, that's the first part of the day. What's happening after that?
Yeah, so afterwards we'll be moving, so we won't be in the hotel for the afternoon or evening session, and we'll be going to the farm of John Galvin, which is just in County Roscommon, so only 15 minutes down the road, which will be a nice change of scenery, I suppose. Once we get there, so around 5:30, we're going to have some food, which is being sponsored by Keypack, and then we'll have a poster session from around 6 o'clock to 6:30.
And what's going to be in that poster session, Amanda?
So the poster session will involve some of the research that's being currently conducted here with Teagasc, focusing on, say, genetics, methane emissions, sheep parasites. So it'll be a nice spread of posters, and it'll be a nice, I suppose, chance for a lot of our PhD students to showcase the research that they're ongoing here and underdoing. So yeah.
So a good chat maybe over for the food, to see what's happening that way and some of the new work that's coming out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it should be nice. A nice chat as well, to see. And I suppose it's a nice opportunity for people to learn kind of new research or different ways that they might be able to put into their own kind of farming practices.
So after the poster session, Amanda, I suppose the main body of the afternoon is focusing on workshops, as you mentioned. What are the key topics for those workshops?
Yeah, so those sessions will start at around 7 o'clock that evening. They're quite interactive. So the first one will focus on grassland management. So this will be just kind of showcasing different practices there. Then that will be followed by lameness control. So again, it'll be kind of a nice follow-up to the work that Jake had spoken about earlier that day, and showing how to implement different practices with managing lameness on the farm. That will be followed by a breeding workshop with Sheep Ireland and Teagasc, which will be focusing on different kind of genetic elements of sheep and the production system. And then finally, we'll have a workshop on internal parasite control. So the big kind of focus on summer worms, so your gastrointestinal nematodes. We will have some speakers, including Seamus Fegan from the regional vet labs as well, on hand to discuss kind of the impacts of these parasites at farm level, and what can be done to manage them throughout the summer season.
And of course, I'm not going to be biased here, but that last one, since you're involved, it could be the best one of the lot of them. But look, really, really all good practical workshops focusing on the issues, very hands-on, and hopefully
Yes.
giving something that people can take away from it.
Absolutely. It's all very practical tools that farmers will be able to bring back to their own farms, and hopefully, whether it's learning something new or learning something different, that they can apply themselves. And we hope it'll be a very fantastic workshop session.
No, and look, I think it's a nice blend of some of the technical stuff in the morning and certainly how that links into the practical application in the evening. So a really full packed day. So there is just maybe again like the times and locations just for anybody attending.
So it kicks off at 3 p.m. in the Shearwater Hotel in Ballinasloe, and the morning or the afternoon sessions will run through until 5 p.m. Following that, then we will move over to the farm of John Galvin, which is about 15 minutes drive from the hotel. And that will run from between 5:30 until approximately 9 p.m.
Perfect. Look, and if anyone wants to find out any more information about them on the Teagasc website,
Yeah, absolutely. So everything there is on the Teagasc website, including the air codes that will be needed for the day, and any other information, including the speakers that will be on hand that day.
perfect. Amanda, good chat to you. We hope to see you on the day, and look, it's definitely a good event for anybody to attend this summer.
100%, absolutely.
We'll leave it there for this week. I have included a link in the show notes to the Teagasc National Sheep Conference that Amanda was discussing, where you can find out more details about the event itself, the speakers, and the topics being covered. That's it for me. I'm Kieran Lynch. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us wherever you get your episodes.